So let's get started with our trading today. I trade on shares of companies, and you can see all assets with the most stable movement and maximum interest on payments before your eyes. As usual, I have already conducted a small analysis of the market over an extreme period of time and came to the conclusion that today we will analyze the market and trade based on follow the trend and open deals in most cases, according to the trend. And for this, I have selected the appropriate set of indicators. This is a fractal with a period of 5, an alligator with default settings, and an accelerator with these settings for the periods of the transaction. We will open on a minute time frame, and I will open the first position for $50. Let's get started and select the first asset for the most optimal entry point. Let's try to open the first position against the trend direction. Here it will be possible for us to change the dynamics of the direction to the nearest section of movement, since there was an update of the global structural minimum. Also, after this update, we see changes in the direction of volumes on our accelerator histogram, and we see the intersection of the alligator moving lines from bottom to top, and also the price itself crossed all three moving ones. The alligator lines are from bottom to top, so in this case, I prefer to open a deal for an increase. Let's see the result. And the first trade closes with a plus without any problems. Great, let's open the next position at $73. In general, there was a good entry point here. A fairly good exit also occurred and closed the deal with a plus without any problems. We will change the asset and continue trading. Let's try to open a downside position here. We may have a change in the dynamics of the trend. Just like in the last trade, after updating the global structural but already maximum this time, we have a clear change in the direction of movement so far. And the moving line has shown an intersection from top to bottom, and the movement itself has crossed all three moving lines of the indicator. Let's look at the result. The deal is closed at a plus. Great, let's open the next position at $70. In general, I think there was a clear entry point here. It was similar to the previous one, so we continue to analyze and select the next deal. And here, perhaps, I will also open a position to decline. In general, there are downward volumes of movement, and here the accelerator histogram shows us this. I managed to achieve a good opening level here. There was an update of the structural local maximum, and the movement crossed all the sliding lines of the alligator from top to bottom. In general, the same logic of opening. I think it's very clear. Let's look at the result. And the deal is also closing well. Let's open the next position at $77, continue the analysis, and select the next asset. Here, I will open a position to increase in the direction of the actual dynamics of the trend. We also had a fairly strong pullback for the extreme section of the movement. We had about 2 pullbacks. And I think that in general, the dynamics of movement here should continue the upward movement. So here is a fairly simple opening. Let's look at the result. And in case of failure of this transaction, I will open an additional $200 already, about 20 seconds before the position is completed. And the position is closing. Well, let's probably open the next trade for $70 as well. Select the next asset and continue trading. Once again, the entry point did not take long to wait, and here I will open a deal to increase. It turns out against the direction of trend dynamics, and in case of failure of this position, I will open an additional deal at a more favorable level. I am sure that we should have an upward exit here. There was a change in direction on the volume histogram, and there was also an earlier formation, the structural minimum. Let's look at the result. We are opening another deal to raise. This position will be the final one. I think that we have a small way up here, but it should happen nevertheless. I will remain with my opinion, yes, and in general, I will not open a deal to decrease. We are watching the result. And the deal was closed perfectly based on this result. Let's probably fix today's profit. In general, a good trade turned out. Go to the Withdrawal tab. $434 is the amount of today's profit. The withdrawal operation is being successfully performed. This is how the trade turned out for today. If you still have any questions, then in the description under the video, you can always find a link to my Telegram and ask any question you are interested in. I will definitely try to help everyone. Have a good day and see you soon.